Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, June 13th. Well, yesterday turned out to be quite an unusual day here for mid-June here in the Mid-Atlantic region with pretty much an all-day type rain and quite cool temperatures. Temperatures dropped into the 60s in many parts of the Philadelphia suburbs with a steady rain yesterday afternoon that lasted right into the evening hours. A good soaking rain with an inch or more from Philadelphia up across New York City region. Pretty much all of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and the southeastern part of New York State got quite a bit of steady rain in the afternoon and evening hours with an isolated thunderstorm embedded in that whole precipitation pattern. Well, the good news is that cold front is moving off the East Coast right now. Humidity values here in the Mid-Atlantic region will lower during the day, and we'll have comfortable conditions by tonight. And that comfortable weather will last for the next several days. No real hot weather is in sight, and no 90 degrees is in sight for the entire Mid-Atlantic region right through the upcoming weekend and into the early part of next week. Out in the west, it's rather dry from the west coast into the Intermountain Rocky region. There is a chance of an isolated thunderstorm later today in the eastern Rockies. However, mostly dry conditions and once again very warm with temperatures climbing up into the 90s in and around the Denver region. Quite cool along the west coast with cool and breezy conditions for the Los Angeles metropolitan region. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map. And here's that cold front that triggered all that rain last night across the Mid-Atlantic region. It is now slowly working its way off the East Coast. Clouds are departing. All the rainfall now is confined to the New England coastal region, and that will pull out later on this afternoon. But again, comfortable conditions moving in for mid-June. Not to talk about 90 degrees in the forecast for the foreseeable future is quite unusual, and humidity values will drop later on this afternoon, and it'll be downright comfortably cool overnight tonight. Again, lots of dry conditions in the western half of the country. There are a couple of isolated pockets of strong thunderstorms, one, for example, over Texas, and that's dropping to the south and east. Here's the current IR satellite composite image from the SSEC Wisconsin website. Here's that frontal system closing in on the east coast here, and again, most of the precipitation now is confined to the coastal New England region. Clearing skies are moving in from west to east into the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's that little pocket of thunderstorms here across Oklahoma and Texas, kind of driving down to the south and east. Mostly dry conditions in the southwestern part of the country, and again, it'll get rather hot today across the Rockies with temperatures climbing into the 90s in and around the the Denver metropolitan region, but cool along the west coast with temperatures holding in the 60s in Los Angeles, for example. Here's the latest radar image of the eastern half of the country, and again, it's rather dry on the west, but a couple of pockets of thunderstorms. A nice little swirl of the radar right here. This is an impressive pocket of thunderstorms moving southeastward into the southeastern part of Texas. Here's rain associated with that frontal system that came through the Philadelphia, New York City region last evening. It is now pulling away off the northeast coast, and more comfortable air is moving in from the north and west into the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's take a look at one computer forecast map. This is from the GFS Global Forecast System from last night's 0Z run for tonight, and quite unusual. Yesterday was unusual in the Mid-Atlantic region to have kind of an all-day rain with cool temperatures, some 10 to 15 degrees below normal. And for the next several days, we will be under the influence of a strong, increasingly strong high-pressure system in the southeastern part of Canada that really will control the weather up and down the east coast for the next several days. Rather unusual for mid-June, to not speak of 90-degree temperatures or high humidity values, but with this high situated up here in southeastern Canada, it'll control our weather with comfortable conditions beginning this afternoon and lasting right into the early part of next week for the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, for the SIweather.com, that's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.